At the start of this anime, we see a girl who is going home alone. And you know what happens in anime whenever a girl goes home alone? She gets kidnapped. And that's exactly what happens to her. Two people kidnap her. Now, the plan for these two was to kidnap the girl and demand a lot of money from her father. But because this girl is very beautiful, one of them changes his intentions a bit and starts trying to do something bad to her. The girl gets very sad and extremely scared because something like this had happened to her once in her childhood as well, and last time no one came to save her. But just then, they see a shadow above them, and a boy makes a total hero entry from above because he is our hero. So he makes this hero entry and stands in front of them. He is wearing very strange clothes. One kidnapper asks, "Who are you?" To which he replies, "My name is the Stylish Ruffian Slayer." The kidnapper says, "Couldn't find a worse name than that," and pulls his gun on him. But just then, the hero throws a knife at his hand, making him drop the gun, picks him up, slams him down, and smashes his head with his foot. The second guy also pulls out his gun, but he throws it away and says, "I don't need a gun to defeat a kid like you." Maybe he doesn't realize that he is a side character. So he attacks the hero with his knives and injures the hero slightly. He is quite strong because he used to be a soldier. Now, the hero also pulls out his weapon, which happens to be a crowbar. Then a very intense fight breaks out between the two, but how can a side villain stand against our hero? The hero smashes his head with the crowbar too. Then the police and her father arrive, and this time the girl is saved and reaches home safely.
Popular in the whole school. All the kids know her and like her, except for one boy who doesn't even remember her name and calls her by weird wrong names, even though he has been sitting next to her for 3 months. And let me tell you, he is the main hero of our anime, and he is the one who saved Nishino that night. Our hero's name is Cid Kageno. He is very smart, but also a little crazy, which you will understand later why I'm saying this. He deliberately calls this girl by the wrong name, because he doesn't like talking to people much, like everyone else. Kageno has a childhood dream of becoming an extremely strong hero, but he doesn't want anyone to know he is a hero. He wants everyone to think he is just a huge loser, kind of like Superman/Clark Kent. And he does exactly that. He has worked very hard to become a master in every field, be it studies, athletics, playing piano, swordsmanship, or fighting. He is great at everything, but he still shows everyone that he is a loser. And at night, he wears his strange clothes and does hero work. But despite being so smart and strong, Kageno is always very sad because he knows that no matter how much he improves his skills, if he is ever surrounded by a bunch of terrorists or if an atomic bomb falls on his city, he can't do anything. Because in the end, he is just a normal human, right? Thinking about this, he goes crazy and starts banging his head hard against a tree, wondering what he would do if an atomic bomb fell on him. But just then, he meets Truck-kun, who is known for sending people to another world. In fact, I'm thinking of meeting Truck-kun once myself to SO, like other people.
But here too,
our
he acts
Kageno
like
also
he is very
reaches
average.
a different world.
He intentionally loses
He is
every
born in
fight
a
to his
world
sister,
where magic
even though his
exists,
sister
and
can't
he is
last a second
extremely
against him.
strong from
Kageno
childhood.
lives like a normal kid
God
during
level
the day,
strong.
but at night, he kills bad people like Batman. One night, he is killing bad guys as usual, but then he sees a strange creature. Kageno brings it home and starts practicing his magic attacks on it. As he does this, he uses so much magic power on it that the curse on the creature breaks, and she returns to her original form. She turns out to be an elf. Kageno tells her, "I saved you. Some bad people named the Cult of Diablos experimented on you to revive the Demon Lord, but they failed and you became like that. I freed you from your curse." The amazing thing is that Kageno himself didn't know what he was saying. He was just spouting nonsense to look cool. But the even more amazing thing is that everything he babbled turned out to be true, which you will find out later. He names the girl Alpha and asks her, "Will you help me destroy the Cult of Diablos?" The girl has already become his fan, so she agrees. He says, "My name is Shadow, and now we will form a group called Shadow Garden, and our mission will be to completely destroy the Cult of Diablos." The girl starts living at Kageno's house as a maid, and in a few days, she finds more girls like Alpha, and they join his team, Shadow Garden. One day, suddenly, Kageno's sister gets kidnapped. Before his parents can do anything, his team has already started their work. Kageno asks his new teammate, Beta, if they found anything about his sister. She tells him that Claire, the sister, has also been kidnapped by the Cult of Diablos, so they can experiment on her too. We have located several of their hideouts, but we don't understand which hideout your sister is in. Just then, Kageno tries to point at a spot on the map, but he accidentally misses and marks the wrong place. But the place he marks actually turns out to be the exact right place, and his sister is there. This guy has amazing luck, bro. His sister has been kidnapped by a man who tells her, "If our experiment on you isn't successful, we will have to capture your brother." Hearing this, she goes crazy, breaks her chains, and attacks the man because she loves her brother very much. But the man punches her hard and knocks her unconscious. Just then, one of his men comes from behind and tells him, "We have been attacked by a group named Shadow Garden, and our men can't stand against them at all. We have to run from here." This man tries to flee, but he gets surrounded by the 7 girls of Shadow Garden. He moves forward and attacks Alpha, but he doesn't stand a chance against her because Alpha is extremely strong. But then, this man takes a strange medicine and becomes very powerful. He digs a hole in the ground in a second and escapes. Beta asks, "Should we chase him?" But Alpha stops her and says, "No, don't worry. Our master, Shadow, is right there. And with him there, he can't escape." Actually, Alpha doesn't know that Kageno has actually lost himself and is looking for a way out. But just then, this man accidentally runs into Kageno. He says, "How did you know I would come this way?" and attacks Kageno. Kageno stops his attack and says, "I know everything because I am Shadow, and only we know the truth." Then they fight. But how can he stand against Kageno? He gets heavily injured and tells Kageno, "Do whatever you want. You cannot destroy the Cult of Diablos." To which Kageno says, "Well, time will tell." Then the man eats all his remaining red medicines and becomes incredibly strong. He attacks Shadow again. But Shadow, using just a tiny bit of magic, kills this man because, as I told you before, Shadow is extremely strong. He isn't even on their level. And in this way, Shadow saves his sister. After this, we see that when children from noble families turn 15, they have to go to the Midgar Academy to study and become Dark Knights. Kageno's sister, Claire, goes there, and 2 years later, Kageno also takes admission to that academy. He wants to look like a loser in his school too so that no one finds out about his real power. So, he makes 2 friends who are just like him, real losers, so if he hangs out with them, he will look like a huge loser and weak in everyone's eyes. Now, the 3 of them make a bet that whoever scores the lowest in tomorrow's test will have to propose to the college's most popular girl, Alexia, who is a princess and has rejected over 100 boys so far. Now our Kageno, who can easily top the school, intentionally loses the bet. He proposes to Alexia because he knows she will reject him, and this will increase his image as a loser even more. But Alexia says yes. Now Kageno is scared, thinking, "Oh man, what just happened?" Kageno gets into big trouble because he, who just wanted to look like a loser and a background character, has become very famous in the entire academy because he is dating a princess. Alexia and Kageno start spending most of their time together. They eat, walk, and train together. Actually, Alexia said yes to Kageno because her marriage has been fixed with a very strong man named Zenon, who gives Alexia sword training. Alexia said yes to Kageno just to avoid that marriage. Kageno tells Alexia, "Look, I can't do this anymore," and tells her the whole truth, that he only proposed because he lost a bet, but now he doesn't want to stay in this relationship and won't pretend to be her boyfriend anymore. Upon hearing this, Alexia throws a gold coin in front of him. Kageno immediately agrees to be her boyfriend for life because our hero is very strong, but also a little poor. Now Kageno pretends to be Alexia's boyfriend every day and keeps getting gold coins. But Zenon isn't jealous seeing them at all, which makes Alexia very angry. One day, they go outside the academy to eat ice cream, and on the way back, Alexia tells Kageno, "My sister is the strongest knight in the whole academy, and I don't even know how to use a sword properly." Then, in the flow of conversation, Alexia tells her entire sad backstory to Kageno. Kageno says, "Oh, were you saying something to me? I didn't hear." Alexia gets very angry at Kageno and leaves alone. The next day, Kageno and his friends are going to the academy, but suddenly some knights and Zenon surround them and tell him, "You were the one who went out with Princess Alexia yesterday, and since then, Alexia hasn't returned home." Now Kageno realizes he is stuck in big trouble. Meanwhile, we see that Alexia has been caught by a mad scientist who is a member of the Cult of Diablos. He kidnapped Alexia because he thinks he can revive the demon lord using her royal blood. Beside her, a human is tied up, whom the mad scientist has turned into a demon by experimenting on him. He beats the demon a lot and keeps injecting a little bit of Princess Alexia's blood into him. Back here, we see that Zenon and his companions are torturing Kageno very badly. But Kageno is actually enjoying it because being tortured gives him that perfect loser background character feeling. These people torture Kageno brutally for 3 days, but Kageno doesn't tell them a single thing. Damn/Gunta. Then they release him and put their spies behind him to follow Kageno and see where he goes. Kageno gets off a train, and the spies get off behind him, but Alpha comes and handles them. Kageno is in his room thinking, where could Alexia be? Now we see Alexia, whose condition has become very bad. The scientist has drained a lot of her blood and has only given her rice to eat for 3 days. Her sister, Iris, is searching for her madly throughout the city. Just then, a man comes running to the scientist and tells him, "We don't have time. The knights have found us." The scientist starts filling all of Alexia's blood into the demon. Alexia says, "You shouldn't do this." But he doesn't listen and puts all of Alexia's blood into it. Suddenly, the monster becomes very large and terrifying. The scientist thinks he succeeded, but the monster kills him and moves towards Alexia. Alexia is scared and thinks she is finished. But then, the monster frees Alexia and leaves the place. starting to cause massive destruction. The knights try to stop it, but it is too strong and keeps regenerating again and again. Beta comes to meet Shadow and tells him, "There are many Cult of Diablos hideouts in this city and many members. Our Shadow Garden is fighting the cult all over the city. The knights have evacuated all normal people from the city because a huge monster has suddenly attacked, and we believe this monster is also the result of a failed experiment." Shadow gives Beta a letter and tells her, "Take the entire Shadow Garden out of this city. The time has come to show the whole world what Shadow Garden is." Then Kageno starts to leave, but the two men who tortured him for 3 days show up. They present one of Princess Alexia's boots and frame him, saying, "If you have Princess Alexia's boot, then Princess Alexia must be with you too. Now come with us." Kageno laughs and says, "Okay, I get it. So you two are also with the Cult of Diablos." Then these people try to attack him, but Kageno takes full revenge on them for his torture. Meanwhile, we see Alexia trying to escape, and on the way, she meets Xenon, the man she was supposed to marry. Alexia asks, "What are you doing here?" Xenon tells her, "I am the one who had you kidnapped, and I had experiments done on you so that I could revive this demon and, by killing it, become one of the 12 Knights of Rounds." Alexia says, "I can't believe you are a traitor, and you are crazy if you think you can defeat that monster because it is too strong." And that is exactly what happens. The monster is so strong that no human can kill it. All the Dark Knights deal damage to it, but it regenerates every time. It kills many Dark Knights single-handedly. But then Alexia's sister, Iris, arrives. Iris hits it repeatedly, causing the monster a lot of pain, but it keeps regenerating. Iris says, "No worries, I will keep hitting you until your regeneration ability runs out." And she starts beating the monster very brutally. The monster is in a lot of pain, but suddenly, Alpha arrives and tells Iris, "Don't you understand how much pain you are causing this poor thing?" Iris says, "So what should I do? It will destroy the whole city otherwise." Just then, Alpha flies into the air and uses such a strong magical attack on the monster that the curse on it breaks. Iris is shocked watching this, wondering, who is this girl who is so strong that she finished the monster in one attack? Alpha takes the creature and disappears from there. Iris starts looking for her sister again. Elsewhere, we see Alexia attacking Xenon in anger. But since Xenon is very strong, he defeats Alexia in one go and tells her, "If your sister wasn't so strong, I would have taken her, but maybe I'll have to make do with your blood." Alexia becomes very sad and thinks she can't do anything now. But suddenly, music starts playing from the background, and Shadow is approaching from behind. Actually, he loves making heroic entrances, so he plays the music himself while coming. Xenon asks, "Where is this music playing from?" Shadow arrives and says, "My name is Shadow." Xenon says, "I don't care what your name is. Run away from here quickly or I will have to kill you too." But Shadow doesn't even move, so Xenon attacks him. Suddenly, Shadow disappears from in front of him and stands in front of Alexia. Xenon wonders, how is he so fast? Then a fight breaks out between them where Xenon uses his magical power, but Shadow defeats him repeatedly without using any magical power and insults him. Xenon gets very angry and pulls out those medicines too. He tells Shadow, "Now witness my magical power." He eats all the medicines and his entire form changes. A massive amount of magical power starts coming out of him, and he attacks Shadow. But Shadow defeats him with a single attack. Then Shadow tells Xenon, "Now you witness my magical power." Shadow unleashes a little bit of his magical power, which is so strong that Xenon can't believe his eyes. Shadow completely surrounds Xenon in his magical power. Xenon gets scared, wondering how he has so much power without any medicine, and realizes he cannot defeat Shadow. He tells Shadow, "You may have defeated me, but this entire city is now filled only with Cult of Diablos members. You cannot defeat all of them alone, nor can you escape from here alive." To which Shadow says, "There was a time when I used to think, what would I do if I were surrounded by many terrorists or if an atomic bomb fell on me? But now that is not the case. Now, even terrorists from the whole city or thousands of atomic bombs can't harm me, because now I am the atomic bomb." Saying this, Shadow uses his strongest attack, named I Am Atomic. With this attack, Shadow blows up Xenon along with the entire city block. All the Cult of Diablos hideouts, all the members, everything gone. The whole city area is gone. Shadow Garden watches all this from outside the city, and Iris runs towards that direction because her sister was there too. Maybe she didn't know that her sister has now disappeared in Shadow's blast. What happens next in this anime we will see in the next part, which I will upload immediately as soon as this video gets 50 comments. So definitely leave any comment. And if